I'd like to dedicate this video to working with Koshi chimes. For the past 8, maybe 10 years, Koshi chimes gained so much popularity. And there is a really good reason for that. This instrument is suiting everyone. Koshi chimes are coming in 4 different varieties of sound combinations. There are 8 chords inside and a hanging crystal which is beating the chords, creating this melodic, beautiful sound. So Koshi chimes are coming in 4 different elements: earth, fire, water, and air. I prefer to working with the air element, not because of the term, not because of the name air element. I never get caught by names. I prefer working with the air just because it's the most melancholic combination of tones, and not only for my perspective. I was asking my audience to give me references about 4 of these instruments, and the majority of my audience agreed on air is being the most melancholic, and almost everybody were sent to memories of childhood, to something sweet, something really precious, some very precious memories. So what I would like to mention about working with Koshi chimes is that people play it randomly. What do I mean by that? So you can hold the chimes with this ring right here and just swing it. And this way the chimes are playing very random sequence, which is awesome. It's good. There's nothing wrong about it. However, I would just like to suggest, if you want to give some kind of direction to this sequence and you want to be more in control, so there is a way to do that. So if you look at the chimes on the top, you can see this bar. This bar is actually holding the rope with the crystal. And what I do, I hold the chimes with this bar facing this direction. Okay, well, I can either put it this way, it doesn't matter, as long as I have some sort of reference. And what I do, I swing the chimes this direction, then I stop and I swing it this direction. So I create some sort of a sequence which could be predicted by the listener. And we'll talk about the prediction also. It's a good topic, and we can apply something very interesting with chimes. So this is how it sounds in practice. Front, back, front, back, front, back. Left, right. then I can make a pause to create the anticipation. So the audience doesn't really know, did I stop playing or will I continue, and if I will continue, what will be the sequence? Will that, will I play the same routine as they heard before, or I'll change something? So I create a pose, and after the pose I do spiraling. I go around with the chimes. Please listen. When I decide to finish playing, I don't cut it off immediately. I still let it sing a little and gently put it on the floor. And when I put it on the floor, I'll do it as quiet as I can. So usually I conclude my sequence, which I play with singing bowls and the gongs. I play the chimes at the end of the session to ground people, to bring them into this space of memories, and to continue giving them a quality times with their selves. And once I was asked the question, why do I choose air Koshi chimes if I want to ground the audience? So again, it's not about the name, it's not about how the manufacturer calls the item. It's about the sound, it's about the ethos. What could you do with this sound? So you can either sit on your spot and play the chimes, or you can go walk around and pass by each listener and swing the chimes to let the person experience very close this ringing sound. Sometimes I place the chimes next to the heart of the person. Sometimes I bring it to the level of the face, or I can walk behind the person and play it parallel to the spine, and people report on very beautiful effects, different effects, depending on what I choose to do with the chimes. Also, another way to play them is to knock them. It's very hard to do now in front of camera with the microphone, but what I mean, you can place the chimes next to the person and just tap it. And there is very low tone sounding out of the wooden cylinder. You can try it by yourself to get the idea. Also, another tip on how to store or how to travel with chimes so it won't ring. What I do, I simply take the crystal, this piece of glass, which is actually ringing the roads, and I put it behind one of the longer roads. So this way it's not swinging, not playing freely in the cylinder. Also, sometimes I take a little tissue and I put inside. So that's how you can store your chimes and travel with them. Be aware of the moisture because the cylinder is made of bamboo. The moisture is not really dangerous for the bamboo, but long exposure to the moisture could damage the chimes. Awesome instrument, strongly recommend you to use it. You can, I suggest you to have all 4 elements, or if you are limited with budget, and we are all kind of limited with budget. So just listen to the samples on the Koshi Chimes website and choose the one that you prefer, the one that you like the most. Doesn't matter if it would be air, fire, earth, water. It really doesn't matter if you are a water sign or a fire sign or the air sign. Go by your feelings. Choose one that you really like to listen to. Thank you. So to create anticipation is very helpful because many times during your session some people are just getting bored and you can even hear them snoring. I observed many times elders. I work with elders at rehabilitation center, and I saw them sitting in front of TV and snoring while the TV is playing. If you turn the TV off, the person will wake up or at least stop snoring. So sometimes stopping playing during your session and giving a little pause awakens the person, awakens the anticipation. The audience, the listener is coming to more the state of okay, what is going on, what is happening next, I want to know. So it awakes the curiosity within the sleeping, snoring person. So giving a pause is really, really, really good tip. Give a pause.